What's up, Internet? It's your girl.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Now that we have that out of the way, it's time to talk about our sponsor, Fire, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Okay, so I wanted to talk about a novel series slash manga series that I absolutely love, and I'd love to share it with you. So, this is a light novel series that got turned into a manga, which got turned into an anime. Very common in Japan. Now, to explain what a light novel is typically a thinner, smaller novel that also incorporates artwork into it. Generally, a lot of times, the artwork is identical to what the manga it usually ends up being, because the author has a tendency to either work with the artist that ends up working on the manga, or is the one who does the manga artwork themselves. But that is the series, The Faraway Paladin. I own all 5 of the light novels, and I own all 5 of the omnibus editions of the manga, and I can't wait for issue 6 to come out. I absolutely love this series. It is probably one of the best crafted fantasy. Move my desk. Best crafted fantasy I've seen in a while. I kind of equate this to like my Game of Thrones, my Lord of the Rings series. Like, I love those series too, but this is so good. Like, it's been a minute since I've read a book series that's hit me at my core. And this one really did. Now, this is the light novel edition. What I absolutely love about it is just the plethora of artwork. Like, this is just the table of contents. And then on the back of it, just more artwork in it. The way they handle magic, the way they handle world building, the way they handle fantasy races is really, really nice. Like on the cover here, this is one of the elf characters, Metadil. Fuck it, I'm terrible with names, I don't even want to try. Oh, good lord. The way they handle fucking dragons in this shit. So there is a dragon that they eventually fight in what is probably one of the most metal fucking fights I've seen illustrated and I've seen play out in the book series. It just makes you want to listen to metal. So here is the artwork. If you look closely, that is the dragon. Now, here is the elf character. He does not look... He kind of looks like that in the manga. So they do things a little bit different in the light novel. But there's minor spoilers with it. I would say go pick up the series. If you want my honest review of it, go pick it up. If you're not really into manga, I get that. These are the omnibus editions. They also have the individual issues. I'm trying just to collect these to make life a little bit easier on me on how much I collect, especially when it comes to manga. I'm not as anal about all the individual issues when it comes to manga, but the manga is fantastic. I would go pick these up. Amazon, Barnes and Noble. The light novels, you can find them on Amazon, and I found a lot of these at Barnes and Noble too. It's fucking fantastic. Just read it. Like, I don't need to convince you. If you're not convinced already, then I will convince you. I think one of the things that kind of attacks is the dragon in this is scary again, and the way it handles magic and religion specifically, because the main character is a paladin, is just like the breadth of high fantasy in the best way possible. It's just such reverence to a lot of stuff that I feel gets lost within media nowadays. Like, don't get me wrong, I absolutely adore Dungeons and Dragons. I adore Skyrim as dwarf character. I adore these games, and I think they're fantastic. But I think one of the problems, especially with like games like Skyrim, is and D&D is the point of them is to eventually get to a point to where you are essentially like a demigod, and dragons are not that scary anymore. But even in fact, at lower levels, you still have the ability to face young dragons and stuff like that. And it's dragons in fantasy have always been this huge opposing force. And one of the things I absolutely love about this is how much reverence it treats their dragons in this, and how it treats the gods, which is one of my favorites. Oh shit, man! Like, I don't even need to explain why that's just fucking right there. This is the book where they go and fight the dragon, the Lord of the Rust Mountains. Which, man, I gotta tell you, that whole section of fights and stuff is just the pinnacle of one of the best things. But, you know, I've drone on and on and on about that one specific part. And I do that because it's easier to not spoil anything when you just kind of focus on that one part. But one of the things I really like is how it treats magic. Like, words and magic are powerful. And magic in it are words that bend reality. That certain words you say and how you say them folds reality to your will, and that is magic. The way it holds religious faith, and it treats the gods. And one of the best things about it, too, is that it does not treat the gods as all-knowing, all-powerful beings. It brings them back to they are extremely powerful beings who have flaws and do not know what they're doing all the time. Even to the point that one of the minor spoilers, if you've gotten this far in the video and you're not interested in it, then you're not going to care. And if you are interested in it, stop this, go buy it, go read it. You can find the scans online if you're too cheap to bother to buy it. I get it. Not everyone's got the money, homie. I read scanlations too. I'm not going to deny it. If I can, I buy them. If I can't, I read them online. I get it. Go look it up. Go read it. It's amazing. One of the characters in it is the god of death. And they are supposed to be one of the evil gods. But in so much of the book, even though they're supposed to be evil and they're supposed to be the bad guy, they're not. They are a flawed character with flawed points of views who has this immense power, and they don't know what to do with it exactly the right way. They're not omnipotent. They are just beings with great purpose and power, and they can make mistakes too. It's an amazing series. Again, it's one of those things where you should definitely just go pick it up. Like, just go give it an opportunity, give it a shot. It's just metal. Like, I don't know how to say it other than it's just fucking metal. It's one of those series that comes around, I feel like, very, very rarely, and I think it's kind of been slept on, at least from my point of view in a Western audience. And it really needs more promotion. So, again, you can pick out the light novels, find them on Amazon. The Faraway Paladin, The Boy in the City of the Dead is the first issue for that. And then it's just The Faraway Paladin. The omnibus editions, you can get the individual editions if you don't want to get the omnibus. I bought the omnibus, it was like, I want to say, $20. It's worth a shot, man. It's one of my favorite series ever. So, give it a shot. And as always, I love you guys. Have fun, and eat ass, go fast.